NI Apprenticeship Week 2021. My name is Carl Webb and I work with the Careers, Employabilities and Skills team.
Hi everybody, and I'm Colleen Sutherland and I work in Careers, Employability and Skills, also in employer engagement. So we're delighted to be hearing from a wide range of stakeholders today, from current HLA students or learners, from employers, from an academic who's involved in the programme. And first of all, though, we're going to hear from some opening remarks from our Head of Careers, Employability and Skills, Trevor Johnston.
Hello everyone, as has been said, my name is Trevor Johnston. I'm Head of Careers at Queen's. I've actually been involved in this space with higher level apprenticeships probably for the last 5 or 6 years, when the department first started out with the Strategic Advisory Forum and brought quite a few employers and providers onto that forum to really strategically look at how do we take forward apprenticeships in Northern Ireland. So here at Queen's we've been involved since then, and I'm delighted that we're hosting this event this year, and it gives us a real good opportunity to take stock of our successes over the last few years and then to look forward to how we develop some new apprenticeship programs. So over the last few years we have got involved in higher level apprenticeships as a university, and we first started out with the Software Engineering Digital Technology Partnership Level 6 program, so a similar program to the Software Engineering, which is a Level 6 graduate program. And then we've done 3 Level 7 programs, so Construction Project Management and Building Information Modelling, and they're both in their 2nd year, and Pharmaceutical Analysis as a Level 7 program is in its 1st year. And for those of you not aware, Level 7 is equivalent to a master's program. So this session today really is about giving you some insights into Queen's and kind of our commitment to higher level apprenticeships and how they're structured, what the employer and the student experience looks like, what maybe some of the benefits are, and how you as an employer can get involved. HLA's higher level apprenticeships are quite different to a degree program because obviously from the start of the apprenticeship, the apprentice, or in our case the student, is fully employed from day one. So it creates job opportunities, and we're delighted to play our part in the future development, and particularly the future economic development of Northern Ireland. So delighted to be a part of this, delighted to see the progress that we've made as a university over the last few years in developing higher level apprenticeships. It has been a challenging space for us. We have made some progress, but there's certainly an aspiration across the institution, and I know from talking to my colleagues and faculties in schools, there is a real aspiration to do more in this space. So we hope that today showcases what's possible, from an employer's point of view, and what's possible, and some of the real benefits for our students or stroke apprentices in this space. So without further ado, I want to hand over to Joanne Corey from PWC, PWC, as I say, have been with us from the start in this, and Joanne is going to tell us a bit more about the Software Engineering Digital Technology Partnership Program. So over to you, Joanne.
Hi everyone, it's lovely to be here today and talking about the higher level apprenticeship that we have with Queen's University. As Trevor said, it's the Software Engineering with Digital Technology Partnership that we have. We have just recruited our 4th intake, so in 2021 we will have our 4th intake of students on this course. It is a 4-year degree program. As Trevor has mentioned, you are an apprentice from day one, student at Queen's University. So for us as a firm, it brings a lot of benefits, and why we have developed this partnership. So we are having students that are quite focused on what they want to do in the career path that they want to take. They complete placements throughout their time at university with PWC. So in 1st and 2nd year, to a 3-month placement from June to August, and then a third and final year they do 9-month placements split over 2 placements. So for us as a firm, it really benefits us because it diversifies our workforce. So we're getting them straight from A level. They are at university, so they're learning up to date all about the academic side of that field. So they're bringing those key skills into our workplace as well, which really benefits us as a firm. And we've had some amazing students in, and we've already used some of the proposals of what they have done. For the student, it's excellent. So you are an employee of the firm from day one. You get all your fees paid. You get a salary from PWC. And alongside, yes, the salary and the university learning, you also have that support network in the firm as well. So you will be able to be mentored by people that are specialists in the area that you wish to pursue your career in, and support your academic learning also. The students that come in are help us recruit onto the programme as well. So they're the good people to speak to. They're the ones that you need to find out what it's like, what they do, and why you could benefit to be a PWC Queen's University Belfast apprentice. So that's kind of a quick summary of what and how, and also why it's important to us as a firm. So it's something we felt was really necessary for our firm to look at other options, and it's been a real success to date for us, and we hope to continue with that for many years to come.
Thank you so much, Joanne, for that. And I might bring you in sort of towards the end as well, Joanne, with some questions. But if I can, and I know, Joanne, you've had some interface with the academic side of Queen's here, and I'm delighted to welcome Charles Gillen, who's a senior lecturer at the School of Electrical, Electronic Engineering and Computer Science, and Charles has been or is currently in charge of the software engineering and digital partnership from the Queen's perspective. So Charles, could you give us an overview of your perspective there, please?
Yes, certainly, Carl. Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I've been with Queen's now about 20 years as a senior lecturer, and throughout that time, we've always had very strong links in our computer science department with industry, particularly on the research side with the ESIT Institute. It makes sense there for us to extend and deepen our links by proactively collaborating with employers for the undergraduate programme. And that is what the higher level apprenticeships allow us to do. And as Joanne has mentioned in particular, we have software engineering with digital technology partnership, which is strongly associated with PricewaterhouseCoopers. We engage with other employers as well in the university, law enforcement and banking, to name two, who are particularly strong players in the IT sector in Northern Ireland. The contents of our degree therefore reflect challenges facing industry today, indeed facing all IT-based organisations. So it's not a surprise to learn that in the later years of our degree, students engage with cybersecurity topics, malware, and analytics related to security. Plus, on the other side, artificial intelligence and machine learning are now driving lots of parts of the economy, and our students have the opportunity to engage in modules on those topics. And this is in addition to traditional computer science topics such as advanced programming and performance. So in the round, it's a degree which allows students to engage in all the topics that are active in IT at this time, and therefore they generally report that they find it very exciting and very interesting. So with that, Carl, I can hand back to you.
Fantastic, and thanks for that, Charles. And maybe if I can, Joanne, bring you into that as well. Charles touched on a sort of a relevant point there in the sense that there seems to be sort of an industry-fed content sort of coming into the programme. Sort of how important is it for PWC to have, I suppose, an influence on what's covered within the programme?
That is really important, Carl, for us, because that is what we will need the students to do. That's what we need the future employees of the firm to be aware of. And I think mixing that academic with industry experience gives the student a better overall experience of putting the theory into practice, as they say. So really, really important, I think, to have industry within the academic piece to bring it all to life for the students and see how it works in the real world.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Claudine, can I ask you to maybe introduce our next speaker there as well?
Yes, but I think before we do that, actually, we've been joined by Maisie Sinclair.
Oh, fantastic.
One of the HLI apprentices from PWC. So hello and welcome, Maisie. Maisie, Joe's just been given an outline there of some of the features and benefits of the programme from an employer perspective, as has Charles from a Queen's, an academic perspective. So it would be great if we could hear from you and just a little bit around your experience of being on the programme and some of the benefits to you thus far.
Yeah, sorry, I got held up in another meeting there, so I'm a wee bit late. But no, I was listening to what Charles was saying there. I think he's exactly right. And even Joanne saying as well, it's really good to have the uni experience and being able to apply that to a job environment. From my perspective, I was able to have a full year in uni before I had to go into placements and start applying it to the workplace, and I definitely found that I was more equipped to work better in that working environment than I would have been if I had to go in blind with no university education at all. In terms of then coming back to uni after placements, I've definitely been more in tune with the business perspective when I'm studying my modules. So I'm not just thinking about studying for an exam and thinking, well, how can I apply this work that I'm learning in uni to a business perspective and a job in the future? So I've definitely found it really useful in both ways, for introducing it in both sides.
Yeah, so you can use real life examples of sort of real life case studies, work you're involved in, and bring that into academia, and then vice versa, and bring it back out again. Yeah. Fantastic.
Maisie, can I ask, why did you opt for this path in the first place, and has that lived up to kind of what you'd hoped for?
Yeah, well, at first I was doing A-levels in school. I was doing a really weird mix of A-levels. I was doing arts, Spanish, maths and software systems. I'd never done any computer-based topic before that. I really liked software systems. It was a challenge. So then I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and I'll apply to computer science at Queen's. And then I got an email about this course. And my dad never went to university or anything, but he himself did an apprenticeship, and he was really encouraging me. It's really good to have the practicality experience as well as the educational. So I just jumped at the chance and took it on board, and I definitely say it has lived up to my expectations. If not, it's given me a better look at it. It's definitely been more beneficial, and I like the way it's structured in terms of I get to go to different placements throughout my whole degree rather than having one full year out.
Fantastic. Very good.
Okay, so we're going to move on. Thank you very much for that, Maisie, and we can come back to a few questions at the end. We're going to move on now to hear from Cara Hanna, and Cara is a training advisor at Farrans, who's another employer that work with Queen's on the higher level apprenticeships, I believe at MSc level. So Cara, if you want to talk about the features and benefits perhaps of the programmes you're involved in for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll bring in Niall, who is a student stroke employee, and to hear a bit about your experience, Niall. And just before I hand over to Cara, if everybody can just put their mute on then and their mics, because there's a bit of feedback coming in, just obviously apart from Cara. So
brilliant, thanks Claudine. So yes, my name's Cara Hanna. I'm a training advisor at Farrans, so I would be responsible for looking after our apprentices, placements and graduates. So for those of you who don't know about Farrans, so we're a civil engineering and building organisation, head office in Northern Ireland, but we're located throughout the UK and Ireland. So we operate in all sectors of the construction industry, delivering a wide range of projects. So in relation to our apprenticeship story, Up until 2016, entry into Farrans was either via placement or graduate. Other than that, it was experienced hire. And as you're probably aware, the construction industry has been dealing with a skills shortage for a number of years now. So in 2016, we came together with other like-minded organisations, colleges and universities, and the ICE, and we developed Work Plus. So Work Plus is an organisation that brings employers together in Northern Ireland, and it offers apprenticeships at all levels in over 150 disciplines. So at Farrans, we offer higher level apprenticeships starting at level 5, which is foundation degree, level 6 degree and level 7 masters in construction management, civil engineering and quantity surveying, as well as the BIM master's course at Queen's. So the benefits for Farrans. So apprenticeships have opened a whole new talent stream for Farrans. We're now able to attract employees into various roles, including engineering, estimating, programme planning, and many others. So the benefits for students that we have seen, Generation Z, they want more options, more choices, and with apprenticeships, we can offer that now. It's no longer one route to gaining that degree or master's. There's many more options and also many benefits. So apprentices are able to put into place what they learn in real time. They're learning from experienced staff and they're building that successful career path. The big selling point that we see whenever we're talking to parents, careers teachers and young people is that you earn while you learn and the students have no debt. So apprentices are important to Farrans because they not only give us a vibrant talent stream, but they also help us, well, they give us the opportunity to shape, nurture and support the apprentices on their journey from the very start. So we believe that everybody deserves an opportunity and we understand that not everybody learns in the same way. So, you know, being able to offer many apprenticeships is a great opportunity. And Niall Moore, who I'm going to hand over to next, Niall is a perfect example of how an apprenticeship has helped him progress further in his career. He now has the opportunity to take on a more complex role and progress further and faster in the organisation.
Thanks, Cara. So after that introduction now, then we'll lead on to you to hear about your experiences. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. So my particular HLA was the master's level at BIM PM, and I'm currently 2/3 away through it now on my second year part-time. I was one of 3 from Farrans to actually start the HLA in 2019, and it's been a very positive experience. Obviously challenging, but very positive with plenty of group work. And as Maisie said there, being able to apply your own experiences to items of coursework and vice versa, bringing experiences learnt in the classroom back to your workplace has been one of the biggest advantages for me. With the vast amounts of guest lecturers that you have on this particular course, for example, is invaluable. People bring in experiences from all walks of life into the classroom. You know, people that work in construction law, people who work in the likes of specialist BIM consultancies, and the list goes on. So real life experience has been brought into the classroom also. The flexibility and the support from the staff on the HLA schemes, I think, is second to none. It's the lines of communication are very clear, and it's never an issue to get a hold of somebody when you need them. So it's a very hands-on approach from the staff at Queen's. Also, you get very rewarding feedback on your assignments, especially when you venture an interesting subject that's related to your day-to-day work. So I find that very, very rewarding too. So yeah, for me, it's helped me progress. Well, I'm on a path to progressing now in my organisation, and hopefully that can continue once I finish.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Thank you. No. Thanks very much. I was curious. I was really interested in listening to Maisie and to Niall from the students' perspective there. But I'm really keen to hear from Cara or Joanne or both of you guys, just in terms of the employer experience and in view of, I suppose, how has it been to manage this group of students who have come in a slightly different way? So, I mean, obviously at level 6, you're dealing with people who are coming in ordinarily to a student experience or their peers are at university, and maybe having a little bit more fun on the social side of things. What is it like having students coming in at that stage? Does it mature them a little bit more quickly, or what's the impact on the students' experience?
I think for us at Farrans, we have seen our apprentices develop at a fast pace. You know, some of our apprentices in the business, they have more some of them are 3 or 4 years experience. They haven't got their degree yet, but you've got a graduate coming into the business and they've only had their placement year, but you've got the apprentice and they're so much more experienced. And, you know, they're progressing at a fast pace. Some of our apprentices are operating at a site engineer level, you know, and they've still yet to complete their degree. So we no longer, we try not to class them as an apprentice, but by the role that they're doing and the experience that they've gained.
Great.
I would probably echo what Cara said as well. I think for maybe like a company employer that's taken on apprentice for the first time, there is a learning experience to come with it. We do recruit heavily within the school and college leavers, so the straight from A-level market anyway, into some of our accountancy and business areas. So I think having that understanding, there is a bit more pastoral care needed. There's a bit of upskilling, professionalism, and how to conduct like a conversation with clients and all. But what I would say is they pick it up really quickly because they're really engaged, they're really committed to what they're doing. And as Cara said, we don't really see them as apprentices, we see them as graduates within the firm because they are doing the same level of work, if not beyond, because they are coming back with that experience each placement to us. But there is probably a bit of structure needed in place to support them, because it is a big learning experience for them as well, going between university and the workplace. So we have put a lot of time and effort into that to make sure we do give all the support that's required.
Oh, thanks very much, Cara and Joanne, and indeed a special thanks to Charles from the academic side of things, and to Trevor, the head of careers, and also a thank you to Maisie and Niall. I think just extending from what Trevor said at the outset of the presentation is that Queen's University Belfast are certainly gaining more experience with these programmes, and there is a definite appetite from ourselves to collaborate and engage with industry partners and employers to look at future programmes, and very much we'll be looking at programmes that particularly fit in line with the skills requirements that we're seeing and are ever emerging and developing within the marketplace. So on that basis, I'm very much encouraging employers out there who have maybe some questions around their talent pipelines or how they can upskill or reskill existing employees, and how a programme like this might fit, to absolutely explore apprenticeships with Queen's University Belfast, and to contact myself or Claudine or anyone here within the Careers, Employability and Skills team. Claudine, any further comments?
No, just echo your thanks to Charles, Joe, Maisie, Cara and Niall for that interesting snapshot into the features and benefits from all angles of current HLAs. As Carl says, you know, if anyone wants further information, our contact details are up here. We've also got a HLA webpage up on the Queen's website and the CES site, so it's qub.ac.uk/higher level apprenticeships for further information. So thanks everybody.